Welcome to the Happy Chicken Coop YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us today. If you've clicked on this video, chances are it's that time of year again when those in the frozen north look forward to icy drinking troughs and waterers and a trek through the snow to take fresh water to your flock. Wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to do that trek several times a day? Today we're talking about heated chicken waterer to help you decide what's best for your flock. We'll also discuss what makes the perfect heated chicken waterer and why you should be using one, so stay tuned until the end. But before that, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and check out the Happy Chicken Coop website for more useful content for backyard raisers. Heated chicken waterers aren't new. They have been around for several years and seem to improve each year. But what makes the ideal heated chicken waterer? I bet everyone has their own idea about the perfect heated waterer, but ideally, it should be easy to fill, easy to clean, made from plastic or non-corrosive material, make minimal waste, thermostatically controlled, and with long electric cord. Except for the long cord, most of these wishes have been granted by the manufacturers. I would love to know why they won't give you more than 3 feet of cord though. Plastic is the ideal material since it's easy to clean and you can see the water level through the plastic. It's not as heavy as metal, and as we already mentioned, it won't corrode. As for minimal waste, we have already talked about using chicken water nipples in our blog. Make sure to check that out in the link below. Now, what are the advantages of a heated chicken waterer? People who live in moderate climates often wonder what all the fuss is with the heated waterers. Well, those of us that live in areas that get snowbound from December to March know full well what all the fuss is about. Heated waterers allow us the luxury of only having to venture out a couple of times to check on the ladies or fill up the waterer. Sure, at the beginning of the season, it seems adventurous and almost fun carrying buckets of water to the coops 3 to 4 times a day in blowing snow and frigid temperatures. But by the end of the season, we are heartily fed up. And trust me when I say the older you get, the less fun it is. Now let's talk about the types of heated chicken waterers. Depending on what you want or prefer, there are different types of heated units available. Number 1. Heated waterer. These types are usually plastic and have a heating element built into the base. There are several different makes, but they all basically function the same way. They're also the most popular on the market today. When the temperature dips down below 30 degrees Fahrenheit, the heater comes on to prevent the water from freezing. They work well when the temperature is in the 20s, even teens, but single-digit temperatures can still cause the ice to build up inside. They can be either top fill or bottom fill for water. My favorite is this one from Farm Innovators. Mine has lasted 3 years. It's easy to fill and use and stays thawed even on brutally cold days. The second type is a bottom plate. These are made to sit underneath metal waterers to keep them from freezing. They aren't suitable for plastic waterers as they may cause them to melt and start a fire. Bottom plates put out quite a bit of heat, so be careful using them. Also, some come without a base to cover the element. Personally, I think that is a little dangerous, so get the one completely covered in base if you can. The third type of heated chicken waterer is a heated bowl. These are similar in design to heated pet bowls. They do work well in keeping the water unfrozen. However, there are a few drawbacks. The water does not stay clean for long. As you can imagine, the chickens lose no time in scratching dirt, poop, and bedding into the water. They're also rather small. If you only have a couple of chickens, it would do fine. But any more than 3 to 4 birds will have you visiting the coop to refill several times a day. I do use one, but it is used as a secondary source of water. The last type of heater waterer for chickens is the Icer. The Icers are designed to be plugged into the electric, put into the container, and keep the water from freezing. It's basically a small version of a stock tank heater. If you have recently made yourself a chicken nipple waterer, a de-icer would work very well in keeping the unit ice freeze. Oh, and a very nice thing about the chicken nipples in the cold weather is that birds don't tend to get their wattles wet, so they are less prone to frostbite. Those are the most popular heating items, but there are just a few more to take a look at. Number 1. Solar. I would only recommend this if you already have solar power in place. Installing solar power costs a significant amount of money, and in the northern areas, it would be doubtful if you could harness enough sun power to keep the water unfrozen. But if you already have the system, add your water to the circuit. And if you happen to get a lot of sun, something you can do is set up a mini greenhouse area for your girls. All it requires is an old window and a couple of supports to make a triangular area in which you can sit the water to keep it from freezing. This will work nicely for those days when the sun does shine and the wind isn't too brisk. Another alternative is battery-operated water heaters. Battery-operated sounds great, but the battery power is eaten up rather quickly, which ends up costing you money you don't need to spend. Overnight, be prepared to use up to 8 size D batteries. Our third alternative would be rubber pans. Now, these are good to use in a pinch. Yes, they do freeze, but when you need to refill them, you just turn them over and jump on them a couple of times. The ice will break away easily and you won't damage the bowl. I have been using mine for a couple of years now and they are practically indestructible. If you set them in the sun, they will actually absorb the heat and keep the water unfrozen a little bit longer. Another idea I came across was using ping pong balls to float on the water. The theory being that with a breeze blowing, the surface of the water is disrupted by the balls, inhibiting freezing. I did try this one year and ended up with frozen ping pong balls, but perhaps you will have better luck. Our last alternative is a cinder block heater. This requires a bit of DIY, but it's not difficult to do. All you need are a cookie tin, without the cookies of course, a lamp kit, a 40-watt light bulb, a drill, and a 3/8-inch drill bit. Drill a hole through the side of the cookie tin, then thread the lamp wire assembly through the hole. Plug in and test, you should have light and heat. Place the lid on the cookie tin and set the waterer on top. If you need extra height, use a block of wood or cinder block to stand it on. This works very nicely and surprisingly doesn't get too hot, but keep it away from dry bedding just in case. Now the next question you might ask is, how many waterers should you have for your flock? Personally, I try to average one waterer for every 10 to 12 birds over the winter. I use a variety of waterers, a hanging heated 3-gallon waterer, a large heated dog bowl, and a large rubber pan which serves everyone's needs for the day. I place them far apart from each other so there isn't any water guarding going on. I do the same with the feed too. Long winter months lead to boredom in the flock, and guarding food and water is a favorite pastime for a couple of the more assertive girls. If you can avoid putting the waterers into the coop, they do give off moisture and you really want the coop to be dry. Damp and cold can lead to frostbite in birds with pronounced combs and wattles, which will give you a whole other set of problems to deal with. We have shown you a variety of heated chicken waterers here, so hopefully something will fit the needs of your flock. As a word of caution, if you have small chicks, do not use open pans of water such as dog bowls or rubber pans, as the chicks can easily fall in and either drown or freeze to death. Here's to hoping your winter is mild and short. If you have learned something useful from this video, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also check out our website at thehappychickencoop.com for more informational content about backyard raising. That's it for us today. Until next time.